getting a lot of background noise from somebody.
Not me.
Every Tuesday, live
from 8 PM UK time.
Luke, Gary, and a couple of microphones. This is Custard TV Live.
This is Custard TV Live.
It is. Hello, welcome. It's another Custard TV Live podcast. Chat about the best and the worst on the box as we get even closer to the festive TV period. As the BBC say, it's showtime. I have to say, I've already had a row with members of my family saying Rob Brydon isn't doing a Christmas special this year, nor is he, in cahoots with Sarah Alexander. It's just promotion, people. That's all it is.
Lies.
Let me introduce
I thought there was a programme.
No, there's no programme. Don't let me yell at you. I think I called both of my family members dim at the time, and I don't regret it now, looking back.
I've Sky Plussed it.
What, you've Sky Plussed all of Christmas?
Yeah, there's a programme.
Brilliant. The person you hear that's being slightly dimmer than me is Gary. He's back.
And
I want to say...
That's no mean feat.
I want to say, firstly, thank you to Gary and to Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Luke. Hello, Gary.
For keeping the ship sailing for the past 3 weeks. Has it been?
More like 5.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it is. Yeah.
Lost count.
well, you know what? There's been an empty hole on this podcast. A hole.
I have been a bit hungry. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah. It's been a hole that only I can fill. I see my job on this podcast to fill holes, and I'm about to do it again. So we're all back together. The trio is back together. The innuendo is back in full force as well. This is the Custard TV Live.
We need to get that jingle made up. It goes trio. No. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Gary, press the Twitter button.
Oh right, yes. Hold on, that's my job now, isn't it, to do that? Hold on. Right. Okay, it's playing now.
Follow us on Twitter at Luke Custard TV
And
at The Gary Show.
And
At Matt's TV Bites, Matt with 2 T's.
I told you that bit would work, Luke.
That'll be my Christmas present to you, Matt, getting you included on that jingle somehow.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
You'll have to change your Twitter name to @something shorter so that I can still make the music work. But apart from that,
There is about 2 or 3 seconds left at the end of that if you want to
fair
do
enough.
it. So it should work.
So how are you both? You both sound exactly the same. I thought you'd have grown older and wiser.
I've had a beard trim, my haircut, so I do look smart for Christmas.
Yeah, I've had a haircut as well. That's about it.
This is the first podcast I've ever considered doing in my pyjamas. How would you feel about that if I did that in later weeks?
As long as we don't use the webcam, I'm perfectly fine for that week.
How do we feel about onesies?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
What about
devil's invention.
What about BBC onesies?
ITV ones, or aren't ITV going back to just being called ITV sometime?
They are, so I can't do the ITV onesie joke anymore.
okay.
Do it now before they change.
Oh, how about
Yes.
ITV onesies?
Yeah.
Hey! Okay.
How about Channel 4 plus onesies?
Gary, don't be a
No,
fool.
okay. Deja vu once, I know.
Deja vu. No.
No, stop it now. Stop it now. Our social media question this week is: what box set are you looking forward to, or are you hoping to find under the tree? Mine would be, I don't know, Milk Tray or something like that, or Quality
No.
Street.
Box set, not choc set, Luke. Sorry, you got a typo there.
I feel out the loop, but it would still be Milk Tray. Even
So
if
far out of the loop that you've forgotten the production meeting that says we're doing the drama bit first, and that Matt was doing the social media question.
This is what happened when I host, Gary. Things.
I remember.
It's
Chaos.
like a live X Factor. At some point when we do a duet, one of our mics won't work, and then we'll just have to, carry on.
I was
And then
quite
I'll
prepared.
install all the.
Yes.
I'll install all the production assistants and get off the tour.
You're on thin ice for the tour as it is now.
Okay.
There's a tour? What?
Yeah.
That's it. For 2013, the Custard TV Live Tour. Brilliant.
Yeah,
announced here.
We're doing road shows in Cardiff, Milton
What?
Keynes, and Afghanistan.
You know how they feel like Wembley Stadium and then Wembley Arena? We could probably feel, I don't know, Wembley Station?
I've already booked Hezbollah, so I'm hoping that'll be alright.
Hezbollah. It'll go down like a bomb. Political humour there for you.
Okay, great political humour on a TV podcast. Okay, so Matt, what TV box set are you looking for,
Are we
David?
going to do the drama thing first, guys?
Go on then,
Nah,
do
let's
it.
cut- we'll
You
cut-
do
no,
it.
we'll cut-
Gary,
all
off
right.
you go, off you pop.
So as you know, on Luke's own website, we've been running, that's thecustardtv.com, that's thecustardtv.com. We've been running a vote on the best drama of 2012, and we've had quite a lot of votes, but there's a week left, and we think we might extend it into early 2013 so that everyone has an opportunity to vote. Coming in third at the moment is Merlin with 11% of the vote. I think that might be because it's on. What do we think? That might be just because it's on telly at the moment, maybe?
Oh, because it's ending. Nostalgia.
Yeah. As exclusively revealed on this show about 2-3 weeks ago. A joint second is Homeland, of which the second series is coming to an end, and the third series is being shown on Channel 4 next year. And Downton Abbey, of which there is a Christmas special coming up on Christmas Day on ITV 1Z. They have 17%, but the winner so far is Sherlock with a massive 27%.
I'm
So
really
almost-
happy about that, but really surprised because Sherlock started, I believe, on New Year's Day. So we're talking, almost 12 months back, and it just
We are.
shows you the impact the show has had. That people, it's still in the forefront of people because we've had a really decent year for drama, and that is still at the forefront of people's minds. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. So plenty of time to keep voting. As we say, go to thecustardtv.com and vote on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and if you want to vote for something else, don't, because there's plenty of others. There's
Yeah.
loads to do. If it's not on the list, we don't even think it should have been made. That's the new rule.
I noticed Doctor Who wasn't on there.
That's not a drama. That's a CBeebies program. That is.
That gets shown on BBC One at prime time on Saturday night and gets 16 million viewers.
Do you know we're saying that we always want guests on the podcast?
Oh yeah.
I'm moving ever closer to Iggle Piggle off in the Night Garden.
Oh, have we not sorted that yet?
We've not sorted it. It's between
I hear
him
she's a
and
bit-
Donald Trump.
I hear they're a bit of a diva though. We might have to produce some sort of elaborate rider.
Well, but he said if we're going to Hezbollah, then Iggle Piggle will come along.
Brilliant. Who's Iggle Piggle's agent? Is
Max Clifford, sadly.
all right?
He's a
Moving
bit
on.
busy at the moment.
Yeah, moving on. We don't want to get into illegal territory, Matt. Luke.
The social media question.
Go ahead.
Yes, Matt.
What
Bring this show
DVD
back to
box
substance
set are you
noise.
hoping to have under the tree this Christmas? Gary.
Personally, I'm hoping for actually, I haven't thought about what I want. I really haven't.
You can't
I've
expect
got
me to
some- I've
get
got
it if
some-
I don't have notice.
No, it's true. I've got so many that I need to watch that I've already got that actually I haven't really thought about what
Do you know what
want.
I'd do if I was you? I would unwrap
Yeah.
the plastic wrapping off of Silk Series 1.
Well, I have done that, but I haven't
Oh,
actually
okay.
put it in the DVD player yet. Yeah, I think Silk Series 1 I finally might because I've just realised there are none of the shows that I normally watch on those 2 weeks of Christmas and New Year.
Mm.
So like, all those programs on Sky Living and Alibi and things like that aren't being shown, so I'll probably
You
be able to
said-
watch Silk.
You might try fresh meat as well, you said. when we
Yes, I
talked
did. Yeah, I did think. I think I'm gonna in the new year. I'm gonna try and pick up a cheap season 1 box set. Or you think it's on 4OD still? So
about. He's on 4OD.
He's on
Yeah.
for us. Can I just say, because I put together the Christmas TV week, which somebody, not me, when I tweeted it, said, "Oh, that's very comprehensive," which is great.
Right.
It is a very comprehensive look at the TV over Christmas. But Sky, although they're playing the Little Crackers, they're not playing very much else over Christmas, which I thought was a shame.
no,
They,
I did
are they
notice a
doing
few
a
films.
trolley?
They are doing
And-
a trolley special, yes.
And didn't I
Yeah.
spot a spy special as well? Didn't I spot that they're doing they
Yeah.
did with they did with Moon Boy? There's a special making of after the last episode or
I
something.
really wanted a Christmas Moon Boy.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, that's
Why
what you
can't
wanted.
Chris do me? Why can't Sky do me a Christmas
Well,
present for once?
Isn't Chris O'Dowd now doing films again? I mean, I spotted him in a sort of like a. So I've got some responses from Facebook when we asked that. Would you like me to go for those?
Yeah.
Someone said Firefly.
Okay.
That still gets some votes. The West Wing. There's your West Wing. Doctor Who. The Killing. Battlestar Series 4.
Nothing
and
says Christmas like the Killing.
Merlin.
I would say
Yeah.
the Killing, though. That would be mine.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Even
bit
though I've
behind
seen
them.
them all, I would love to watch them again and have the box set. Anyway,
I don't know
moving.
if there's any. I don't know if there's some really good makings of as well. So
Yeah.
yes, so there was my list from Facebook, and I don't think I got any on Twitter. I'll just have a quick check.
I'll just say while we're talking about Moon Boy and while you're checking, I've just spoken on Twitter to head of Sky Programming Stuart Murphy, and apparently David Rawle, who plays the young boy in Moon Boy, is up for a British Comedy Award, and tonight, and we wholeheartedly hope that he gets it. He's brilliant. And that's our Moon Boy mention for this podcast. But it's just so
It's
good.
up for a few, isn't it? It's up for a few comedy awards, Moon Boy, I believe.
It's not a box set, but that is really a DVD I want this Christmas. Hint, hint, boys.
Yeah.
So you know where I live now.
I've got a couple of the box set ones on my Facebook. Jay suggests Downton Abbey, Q Grown.
Right.
And Paul says The Sopranos is something he's never seen before, but something everyone says he should watch. So there you go. There's some. We got any more, Gary? There?
No, I don't have any more at the moment. Haven't heard from Lauren Jones on this one. Lauren, if you're there, please let us know you're okay.
Perhaps she's still got a Betamax player or something.
Yeah, maybe. Or perhaps she doesn't have a tree. Perhaps she's a treeist.
Or maybe she's just gone to hunt down Helen Flanagan with a rifle.
Well, that's true, yeah. Maybe
I
she
like
got
that
arrested.
idea. I love that idea, actually. Some other news, some TV news. It's still going on. Some droppings. Let's talk about some droppings. We don't do enough droppings on the podcast.
We don't get scatological on this show enough.
No, we don't talk about, scat and all that. ITV2 dropped which comedy or which comedy drama or which kids program switch. Matt, you always said you didn't know who this show was for.
No. Well, obviously no one, because no one watched it.
It's not for ITV2 now. It's not even...
It's not even an ITV2 show.
No, not
ITV3.
Yes. It's worse when the channel that gives you Keith Lemon can't find something as good as that. So, yeah. Other news, they have renewed... I'm going to use this because it's my opinion, and my opinion counts only on this podcast. BBC Three have announced they've given Some Girls, the panned sitcom, a second run as well.
Can I ask the big question that's on most people's lips? Why?
Were people watching it?
No, but the absolute shellacking that you two gave it put me off it for life, and I was hoping it would be the same. But I mean, is this like a what's that one? What's Citizen Khan or whatever it was? Is it basically?
Well, it's in betweeners for girls, but like Matt says, the girls don't behave this way. Girls are nicer than this. Yeah, and it's just daft and
easy
silly.
to simplify like boys are. I'd say that's what.
Yeah. And in case you missed the hidden message there, Matt's saying all boys are simple.
But
also,
in the same way, I think when you're looking for an opinion on a female show, probably we're not the best on that one.
I think
considering
TV Live,
the chromosome deficiency in our bloodstreams.
Yeah, Hezbollah's on to us. BBC One have also dropped their latest sitcom, Me and Mrs. Jones. Again, another one that Matt and I tell you what, Matt, we have more influence on the TV industry than we perhaps realise.
Well, we don't, because they've renewed Some Girls.
Well, yeah, but we had to let one slip. But me and Mrs. Jones...
So what you're saying is it's like a bit of a tit for tat. Me and Mrs. Jones was cancelled, but Some Girls has been renewed.
Yeah, and at least Some Girls, it's on BBC Three. You're not going to encounter it just all of a sudden. You'll get plenty of notice that it's going to be on, and you can avoid it. Me and Mrs. Jones, Sarah Alexander's sitcom starring Neil Morrissey and Robert Sheehan, that's gone as well. But the exciting news for Series 2s, we've talked about droppings and number 2s.
Number 2s.
Yeah. Yay. Last Tango in Halifax, which I love and want to have the babies of, is coming back for a Series 2.
Once again, Matt, I've noticed it there that Luke has completely forgotten the pre-show conversation that we had, and where we said we would talk about that later on.
I'm talking about number 2s. That's what we're doing.
Oh, but you can do your jokes about wee later.
I'm so refreshed. It's 5 weeks worth of podcast I've got to catch up on.
Oh, good grief.
All right. Well, other news then that I just see, BBC 4, sorry, we're going to see more Borgen soon. Gary, you must be excited about the Borgen. The Borgenator in you must be coming out. And
Indeed, the Borgen in me is very excited. Obviously, with the Killing ending, and I think they'll have a bit of a break over Christmas. I think, yes, we're straight back to our Saturday night Swedish-Danish drama on BBC 4. So yeah, the second series of Borgen and the third series is being made at the moment and will be the last. So, and it's kind of 6 months after the end of Series 1 when Series 2 picks up.
Yeah.
Sky One have announced they're going to be showing new J.J. Abrams series Revolution in early January. That's already doing really well in the States. So expect that to be cancelled before Sky show it, I'm sure.
Probably, but
that was a strange noise there. You're going to make that noise after I say Revolution every week.
probably. Well, I can play the hilarious news jingle. So, are you going to move on to the next bit of news now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So. Okay. Now the next bit of news, please.
Okay. It's not so seamless when you have to cue me like that.
Well, yeah, but when you listen back, you'll work out how good that is.
Sky One have announced that Hawaii Five-0, NCIS,
Yes.
LA, and Glee will all be back in early January alongside Welsh comedy Stella, which is back for a second series. And fan of the podcast and fan of the site in general, Ruth Jones, is involved in Stella, and we love her. Hi, Ruth. Have a lovely Christmas. Also coming back on Sky. Sky've got a lot coming up. They've got tons of money, Sky, haven't they?
They've got a lot coming up in the new, as you said, Revolution, which they'll probably be replaced because Last Resort has been cancelled, so that's probably going to be their replacement for that when it runs out of episodes. But yeah, and Channel 4 and Channel 5 have renewed an awful lot of American television.
Yeah, it's
as
quite,
well.
Just looking at this list, it's quite incredible what's coming back. Channel 5, they've renewed a lot, but they've dropped Californication and Parenthood. And Californication, I thought, was doing well, so...
It is, but I think they're rebranding 5 Star and 5 USA again, and I think these are the shows that they're looking to get rid of. I don't know whether perhaps this means they'll end up back on Channel 5 at some point, but...
Can you explain 5 Star to me? Because whenever I think of 5 Star, I just think System Addict. I don't know what 5 Star is.
I don't either. I'm not sure.
5 Sky Living, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose it is really, isn't it? Yeah. So that's why they're dropping. That's why they got Parenthood, and I don't really understand why they're actually kind of dropping it. But
yeah.
No.
Also, something we're very excited about, and everywhere I've been over the past 2 weeks, people are excited about this. Ripper Street, which was first trailered all the way back in the August of this year with the Olympics, has finally got a date of Sunday, the 30th of December at 9 p.m. on BBC Onesie. So happy about that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking forward to that one. Some of the reports I've read people said that it's got good characters, and exciting, but it's not one for the faint-hearted. Again,
it's
BBC
not one for your nan. It's not one for your nan. This.
I mean, after
over the Christmas period, just
yeah,
send around some Quality Street.
It's on Boxing Day, isn't it, or the 30th? So it's on like sort of the Saturday. Is that the Saturday or the Sunday? So again, they're putting very, very weird stuff on Sunday night, especially after The Secret of Crickley Hall.
What I think is, don't mix your Quality Street with Ripper Street because you may choke on a nut. That's all I'll say. It's not for the nuns, this one.
Right.
So that's the main news, and we've got some reviews to do on the podcast. So Matthew Donnelly, off your pop.
Hello, yes. So X Factor came to an end this week.
Oh, thank the Lord! It's
hurrah,
Christmas.
Hurrah.
That's my main Christmas present. The fact that X Factor's over. I think.
You say it came to an end. It took 4 flipping hours.
Yeah, I know.
To come to an end.
Just like I think. On Twitter, it was sort of like a help group. Everyone was
it was just a support group at the end. It was a support group that had
hold hands on Twitter and you can make it to the end. You too can survive. They should do T-shirts. I survived the X Factor final.
I mean, even Nicole Scherzinger was flagging. That's not a good sign.
Then I had to write about both episodes. That was fun. So I had to relive it. But. It was just a very dull. Even the finalists looked bored, didn't they? I think this series.
Bored, one of them went out and got tanked up and swore a lot.
Yeah,
according
I
to the
mean,
rumours.
Christopher Maloney thankfully didn't win, but was topping the votes for the first 7 weeks of the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
I saw that.
incredible.
They manned up and released the results, didn't they?
They do that every year.
Yeah.
But this, it was only after James Arthur was in the bottom 2 that he started to lead the vote, sort of thing. And Christopher Maloney almost went out in the semi-final. It was about 0.3% between him and Union J or something like that.
But what was very interesting was that Jarmaine only sort of topped the list once, didn't he, or something?
I don't
Everybody,
think he did.
I think it was like 1 week when he was top, but I think that was it.
Yeah, Christopher won like most of the weeks, and then James, maybe Jarmaine won 1, and then James won 3, like that. But it was very, very like, it was like Christopher and Jarmaine top 2 every week almost, wasn't it? So that was interesting. But the final as a whole was just terrible, and like the fake sort of group performances were terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing was just watching like Louis and Talisa just doing like messing about during the performances.
No, do you know what I found interesting?
Yeah.
When they did the group songs,
Yeah.
MK1 were nowhere to be seen on either night.
I know why.
I can
explain MK1, but go on, Matt.
They were in Jersey, apparently, in a hotel. So there you go.
Oh.
Well, they were doing. I read that that they had a gig, which is fair enough because they got kicked off the show about 6 months ago or something.
Good on them for having a gig, because I had to Google what their name was.
Yeah.
Well done to them.
Dragons turned up, turned up, and then left and was there at the end. She didn't do the Sunday night group performance.
No, mind you, nor did Chris, but I think we know why that was now.
Apparently they
That was the big news. I mean, can we talk about this? This was the big news that allegedly, after getting kicked out on Saturday night, Christopher decided not to go to the after-show party. He decided to go out drinking with his partner, and came back and allegedly called Caroline Poole or Caroline Flack. We're not really sure.
One of the Carols.
One of the Carols, yeah. One of the Carols, a rather nasty name that won't be repeated on this podcast.
Definitely not.
And then was politely asked, and then apparently on the Sunday turned up to the rehearsal, was politely sort of asked to leave.
Well, he got a bit stroppy after he was only given 1 line. I think that was what I heard, and decided not to. Then left, and then tried to come back and was stopped. And then he had a big cover story about having a sore throat or something like that.
Yeah, there was some Twitter he put, my sore throat has stopped me from... My sore throat, not my incredibly big ego, has stopped me from performing on the Sunday night show.
Apparently, as well, on the clips when he went back to his old work, apparently a lot of those people weren't actually his workmates. They were just bought in.
Yeah.
They didn't really know.
Well, it was quite ironic that on the Saturday when they talked about, when he said, there's so many people here, I'm looking around going, really? There's about 12?
I think more people.
3 of them are your nan.
Yeah, and then like the like younger people they asked about Christopher were sort of plants as well, because I think they didn't want the image of like all the nans voting for him.
I just wonder what damage he's done to the career of the cutting crew. That's what I wonder, because they had that big hit. Just died in your arms tonight. They've probably just come back from Hezbollah themselves doing it.
And Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler. I mean, when we're not talking about Bonnie Tyler, I don't know what to do with myself. That's probably.
I kept waiting for him to cover "Curiosity Killed the Cat."
Maybe that was his final song. Maybe that was his winner's song.
Hey, how you doing?
I was hoping he was gonna duet with Erasure. That's what I wanted.
What disappointed me again is the fact that none of Louis' acts made it through to the final, so that he didn't duet with them. One year, I want to see that.
In a onesie.
In a
onesie.
In an ITV onesie.
In an MK onesie is what you should have done. So, can we now?
That's why Luke's back.
We will not talk about the X Factor again.
I just saw that Twitter. I didn't agree to that. Did you, Matt? That we would never talk about the X Factor on this show again.
No, well, I mean this year. But the thing is, I really don't know whether next year we should boycott. I really don't. We have to discuss whether next year we should boycott it, because I genuinely only watched the final so that I could be involved in this conversation. But it was painful to watch. It was difficult to watch, and there wasn't a moment of it I enjoyed. So We have to
I
decide.
think they have to make changes. They have to look at it. Cal has to come back. There's rumours already that Gary Barlow has quit. They have to make changes to the format next year because I think a lot of people turned off. They constantly lost to the dancing, didn't they? To Strictly,
dancing.
even though they dancing. You know what I mean.
The dancing.
It's not a name I got wrong. Leave me alone. They've constantly lost out to the ratings to Strictly Come Dancing, even though they weren't up against them, and even Merlin's done quite well directly up against them, hasn't it?
And
So-
even to family members. The thing was, this is the first X Factor final, I think, where everyone I spoke to, and I felt exactly the same. Nobody cared who won.
No,
No.
Nobody cared.
Let's pick out some positives. Dermot was very good again this year. I think the quality of acts was a bit better than last year. I mean, Ella, we all think Ella will go on and have a good career. You know, she is only 16. I don't know if they mentioned that enough times on the show.
And at one point, she was the only girl in the competition.
only girl.
Absolutely, yeah, she was the only girl, and she was 16. Let's face it, it looks extremely likely that Rylan will go on and have some sort of career. Hopefully, nowhere near singing, but.
Well, he's been rumoured for Celebrity Big Brother in the new year. That's what I
To
read.
be fair, I've been rumoured for Celebrity Big Brother, so I don't think that's much of an achievement. Yeah.
Do you know what irritates me about ITV Onesie? Is he was already on blooming
Oh,
Daybreak.
Daybreak.
Yes. As if that show needed more things, more reasons why you shouldn't turn the blooming...
Gary's favourite show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Lorraine Kelly, the guy who walks on in the air, and blooming Rylan, I think suicide rates will be up in the new year if that continues.
Well,
with
that's been
Daybreak.
the ratings are up for Daybreak, aren't they? So,
Okay.
someone out there needs shooting. We've got 19 minutes left, so we
Oh
need
my
to
God,
push on.
Let's
Let's talk about the dancing.
Yes, the dance. All right.
talk about the dancing just briefly.
So, Strictly this week, they did the dance fusion thing where they had to do two dances at the same time, or...
I
Yeah.
like that. Whilst eating a packet of crisps.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that idea.
And
So, like a
humming.
foxtrot and then a tango, or I'm not sure,
What's
a
that
quick
called?
step and then a chop,
Trotto.
something like that. And anyway, basically, Kimberly Walsh got the first 40 of the season,
Really?
and Nick Byrne from Westlife left. Those were the big...
Brilliant.
the two.
That's the
I
dancing
didn't know you should
cupboard.
get it. That's the dancing guy. I didn't realise we got our first 40. Maybe that
Yeah.
was because they were getting worried that she might get voted off before they want her. I don't know.
Although Denise Van Outen was in the bottom two this week against Nikki Byrne.
Really?
So, yeah.
Gosh.
Have you two finished talking about the dancing now?
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Okay. Matt, can I talk to you about the town? It's back
You
on.
can.
Excuse me, there's like a running order.
I know, but I want to talk to Matt about the town. I love Matt.
Oh, see, you come back, one show, and the running order, you might as well just go out of the window. The minutes I spent putting this together have just been thrown out.
Go on then. Go on. Talk about your blooming secret state.
Well, I just wanted to mention how good Secret State was, and how I think that when we come to the BAFTAs next year, I really do think that Gabriel Byrne ought to be considered as Best Actor. I
Matt,
really
can I
do
talk
think
to
he
you
was
about
that
the
good.
town?
I want to hear more about Secret State now.
Oh, go on. I want to hear
Secret
more
State
about
was
the
very good.
dancing.
The only thing I would say is that it did feel a little bit rushed towards the end. They obviously didn't. I don't know whether maybe it should have been 4. Three episodes was a little bit rushed.
What
in-
would
in
you
the last
compare
bit.
it to in quality?
Well,
and stuff like that?
I would compare it to a lot of other political stuff. I think State of Play, in its political work, it was right up there, and I think things like that. Certainly better than something like, certainly as good as some of the Jimmy McGovern, up with the Jimmy McGovern stuff from last year in writing. But maybe not in supporting cast. It was Gabriel Byrne, Charles Dance, and a lot of nobodies. And Gina McKee was a very small part after the first episode.
I liked the woman, Sylvestra de whatever her name was.
Yeah, but again,
Yeah.
her character kind of fell away in the second and third episode. She started with quite a ballsy approach, but then in the third episode, you didn't really get much of her.
Do you think
It was
political
more Gabriel
dramas-
Byrne. It was more Gabriel Byrne.
Do you think political dramas have, their own audience? Because much like period drama, political drama, I don't get as excited about. I don't know why. I don't find it as engaging as some other drama.
It's
Depends
because
on
some
the
people
character.
maybe don't like politics, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
There's
really
no-
liked it. That's all I wanted to say. Because I'm not
Yeah.
in the next bit now till about the
No.
bottom. So
You
I'll
can
get
go
my bit
and
in.
you know your thumbs.
Yeah.
twiddle them for a bit.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay. The Town, new ITV drama, 3 parts. Part 2 tonight, part 1 last night. Part 1 last week. Matt and I have seen it. Matt, first of all, opinions from your side of the country.
Yeah, I really enjoy. Having now seen number 2 as well. I thought slow build, but I like the way it sort of combines the intrigue of. I suppose we should just talk about the plot a little bit, about how it's about Andrew Scott's character coming back to the town as his parents have both died.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they've committed double suicide, but he doesn't think it's as clear cut as that. And half of the story is about him trying to find out the truth, where at the same time, him coming back to his town, things have changed. His ex-girlfriend's got married, and his sister's a bit of a teen tearaway.
I tell you what, for me, the sister was the reason I watched it.
Oh, God, yeah.
She was the best thing about it. I found Andrew Scott a little bit annoying, not because I was thinking of Moriarty the whole time. I think he was good, but I just found his character a bit boring, a bit dull, a bit dark.
He got going. Episode 2, I think they added a lot more to him when you saw him with the girlfriend and things like that. Tonight's episode, I think he comes into his own a little bit more.
What I thought they did cleverly in this was the fact that, because when we got it on the preview site, it said in big letters, please do not reveal that in the first 10 minutes the parents die, which is quite crucial to the plot, so anyone writing a review would have struggled. But they got Phil Davis to play the father. And
Siobhan Redmond?
And Siobhan Redmond. For about 2 minutes they were there. And I suppose that was so that people would think, oh, they're going to be in it for the duration. And
they're on the promotional photographs and everything. They're on the...
Yeah.
If you look at the big promotional picture for the town, they're on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I covered it by saying a family tragedy. I thought
nicely done. You should write. I think
I should do, shouldn't I?
I think also what I did, if I had to be a bit critical of it, some of the dialogue was a bit clumsy.
Yeah, I would agree. I liked, though, we should mention Martin Clunes briefly as well as the mayor. I think he gets all the best lines, and I like how he started as a sort of like clumsy drunk, but in episode 2 he gets a bit dark.
Do you think we're going to get a decent resolution to this?
I don't know, but I'm quite intrigued. It's built up enough sort of intrigue, but at the same time, I like how it's combined like the human emotion of, as you say, the sister's storyline, and she's absolutely brilliant.
She is. This is the first.
The girl's name is like Abigail something, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the first TV role I think she's had, and she's
just brilliant.
She's really good. She's really engaging, and I didn't like the boy she was with. I didn't like that whole swimming pool thing. I thought that was a bit daft.
Yeah.
I didn't like, some of the people in the town. I thought they were a bit cliche. The girl
florists, I didn't understand the florists.
No, and just the girl from Hustle in general. I didn't really warm to at all. But I think as somebody once said yesterday, it's something new. It's not your normal ITV drama. It's got a lot of the ITV faces in there. Julian Mackenzie, Martin Clunes, but it's not what you'd be expecting. So if you haven't seen it, try and catch up on ITV Player. And as you might know, it's ITV. The DVD's out at the end of December, so you can go and get that if you want to. I'm going to surprise you both now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Our Stone Go in Halifax has just been renewed for a second series.
You don't say. Wow, I did not know that.
Look at me following the running order.
I know. Incredible.
I'm so happy about this because I loved it when I saw it all those months ago. It's one of those things that I thought people are either going to attach themselves to because of the actors involved, or they're going to think it's about old people and a relationship and a sexual thing, and they're going to think, oh no, it's not for me. But it's done really well. I don't think we need to go on and on about it because people know how much I love it if you follow me on Twitter. So well done to the BBC for recommissioning that.
Okay.
And next on the running order,
Another ITV drama.
Yeah, The Poison Tree.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is about The Poison Tree, a lot of it was irritating. A lot of it was. A lot of the characters were irritating. I've got a real problem, and I watch a lot of drama, but I've got a lot of problem with flashbacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of dramas that I know there's... what's that one? Restless is coming up as well.
I just watched that this morning, found that equally irritating.
But yeah, this one, I mean, the plot briefly is about the woman Karen, who lives in this sort of weird shack by the sea
As you do.
with her daughter, and her husband, played by Matthew Good, is coming out of prison. And then we flash back to her at uni, meeting him and his sister, and find out why he's been in prison. And someone's trying to blackmail her, or she's getting like mystery texts and letters through the door and things.
I wonder if it's the same person sending mystery bits of paper to the town.
Oh, maybe.
They're all interconnected. I just think the thing is about two-part dramas like this, ITV really need to get back in the habit of playing one on Monday and one on Tuesday.
Like A Mother's Son.
Yes.
Did they do that?
Yeah, they did that with them. No, they didn't actually.
All right.
Yes, they
No.
did. Yes, they. I
Did
don't
they?
know. I
I
don't
think it was a
know.
Monday and a Tuesday. I'm sure it was.
We
it was on the
said
same-
that they should have done it with the last weekend. We said the last weekend should have been over 3 nights.
I'm going to look at my archives and see what they did with the Mother's Son, because I made a note of that. But yeah, I found it a bit irritating. The young girl, their daughter, incredibly annoying. I would have pushed her into the sea if I lived that close to it.
Controversial.
The Ophelia Lovibond character irritated me no end.
Well, I really normally like her. I've liked her for a long time, but you're absolutely right in this. She's just, and again, what is it? Is it just me, or is the dialogue sloppy in this as well?
Yeah, and it feels incredibly. It feels like there should have been at least one more episode. It's like we need something to fill these 2
there
hours
just 2?
before the schedule.
Well, there's
There's
one,
just 2, isn't there? Or
Yeah.
of this one.
The
Yeah.
problem with it, Gary, and I know you won't watch it, and you're absolutely right not to watch it.
Yeah,
but
it didn't really pique my interest, I'm afraid.
there's a scene where Olivia, how do you say it again?
Ophelia Lovibond.
Yeah, fill in that every time I need it. Ophelia Lovibond. She just meets this girl who's going to be her brother's wife at an art gallery and just says, "Oh, I'm having a party. You should come."
Although it is based on a book, so if that happened in the book,
Yeah,
then,
this is based on a book which could be... I mean, we said that about the last weekend, that sometimes the dialogue was a bit clunky. And that's because it is a book adaptation, and I suppose sometimes, scriptwriters don't always get to sort of write everything.
in the defence of the Poison Tree, I thought Matthew Good was just amazing in it, and his portrayal of this man.
He lived up to his name in it, didn't he?
Yeah, for me, he was the main sort of good point. I mean, is it Mariana Buring?
Look at you doing a thing where you said he was good. Look
Yeah,
at you.
Matthew Good, very good.
Just to go back on Matt's point, just briefly, I have just discovered that yes, Mother's Son back in September was shown on a Monday night, and then again, and then part 2 on the Tuesday.
Can I go outside of the agenda, the running order, then, to say that that's what the BBC Two are doing with the hour. The last episode, the second to last episode, is on tonight at 9 o'clock, sorry, and then the last episode is on tomorrow night.
And what we're also talking about that is what they're doing with Last Tango in Halifax as well. Episode 5 on Tuesday and 6 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Because it's
But
Christmas.
then there's no reason, because the hour's on a Tuesday night. There's nothing specific on Tuesday night next Tuesday, and it's a full week before Christmas. I don't really understand why the BBC are doing that. Sorry, next Wednesday.
They got like a Bake Off special or something.
Maybe, but I don't really feel that was worth changing the schedule enough.
Oh, don't be anti-Bake Off.
No, but I'm just... I know we were up against it for so many weeks.
Yeah,
I just
they
think
won that ratings
it could hurt the hour getting a Series 3 if that final episode doesn't get the audience that it needs.
Have either of you been watching Inside Cloud? Oh, actually, what I should say about the Poison Tree, did it intrigue you enough, Matt, to stick with it next
I
week?
have to say no, and the comments I got under the review I wrote were very similar. A lot of people didn't feel the need to tune in. They weren't that interested.
Yeah,
Unless they kill the daughter, then maybe.
Yes, yeah, and also
a quick swift rewrite and re-edit.
If she's living in a shack by the sea, why can't we see like Kevin McLeod off Grand Designs? Just pop in and have a look round. That's what it needs.
Yeah, nice Kevin McLeod cameo.
Yes. Inside Clouds is also a massive hit on Monday nights on BBC Two. Did either of you watch that?
No.
I have watched the last 10 minutes because I think it leads into Nevermind the Buzzcocks, which I always
It
watch.
does,
So I have
yeah.
watched a little bit of it.
I must say, and then one of the Buzzcocks, Lisa Tarbuck, brilliant.
Oh, very good, very good.
Okay.
Making up for how bad Jack Whitehall was a few weeks ago.
Well, yeah.
And Neo.
And that was terrible, wasn't it?
Don't get Gary started on Neo. If we
No.
he could start a gang turf war.
It's me and Neo. We got beef.
Yes. That's not.
He doesn't see it as that. He sees it as heat. I call
He
it
call
beef.
you G-Man. Or...
He does. He calls me G-Man. I call him Neo. It's less about respect, more about name calling.
Do you know that song he did, So Sick of Love Songs? That was
No.
about Gary.
Was it? You wait.
You know,
you wait till I
just-
see him.
you just-
You wait till I see him. I'll slap his legs.
Just succumb to his charms.
I will not.
Okay. So that's it for stuff that we've watched. I also watched Sean Locke and John Richardson on Channel 4, The Real Man's Road Trip. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend checking out 4 On Demand to watch that. It's much different than you'd think. It's the 2 captains from 8 out of 10 Cats going on a trip around America, and it's actually really well done, and it's
one
not
of those
silly.
surprising programs.
Yeah, it's one of
like.
those things that you wouldn't expect to enjoy.
I know there's been an awful lot of press this week about how good the Chris Tarrant thing is that we took the mick out of. That actually it's really good, but no one really expected a program hidden away on Channel 5 to be sort of. I've seen quite a bit about it.
That's still, what's it called? Chris Tarrant Extreme Railways?
Yeah. Total
I'd have
Channel
liked
5
Jonathan
name. I'm
Ross.
surprised they haven't got the word Hitler in there.
I would have liked Jonathan Ross to host Extreme Railways. I would have liked to have seen that.
Oh
Oh,
dear.
dear.
I'm back, people. I'm
You're
back.
back. Shall I do the previews? There aren't many this week because there isn't, this leading up to Christmas. There's not a lot of new shows starting, but there are 3 that we've picked out for you. One is a one-off that's on tonight at 9 o'clock. If you, like me, were a fan of 80s British wrestling, so if you liked a bit of Big Daddy, a bit of Giant Haystacks, Fit Finley, and all that sort of thing.
That's
Cat
another
Weasel.
thing you and Neo have got in common, I think.
That's right, we are. It's the only thing we've got in common. And if you're a big fan of that, then there's a programme on BBC4 tonight. No, not tonight. Tomorrow night. Tonight's Wednesday. Tomorrow night's Thursday. Got my days mixed up. 9 o'clock. Wrestling's Golden Age. One of those shows that BBC4 are well famed for. They pick a topic that isn't particularly, sort of hip and trendy, and they do a look back on it, and it's amazing. This Sunday on ITV1, there's Making of a Lady. This is a Joanna Lumley programme.
Yeah,
Yes.
Joanna Lumley. Who else is in it? There's other famous actresses and things in it.
Yeah, it's not a solo piece. It's not a monologue for 2
No,
hours.
it's very it's costume drama, but it's quite dark at the same time. It's a good sort of lead up into the Christmas schedules. I think it's
While we're on period drama, and we will talk about the Christmas schedules next week, I think. But
Yeah.
a lot of people have sent me emails saying, "Didn't you say The Lady Vanishes was supposed to be on over Christmas?" I did.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was told. No sign of it at all. So, if you look
I hope
into
you've,
that,
I
in
hope
the
you've gone back to
Christmas
your
system-
sources and complained.
Well, yeah, but it was HP I spoke to originally, and they're not
Fair enough.
interested now.
Should always stick
By
with
the
Heinz.
way, that wrestling program, I hear Channel 5 are doing Chris Tarrant's Giant Haystacks as well. So, where he's
He's looking for needles.
They're just
Chris
overusing Chris.
Needles in
It's an
Giant
overexposure of Chris
Yes.
Tarrant. And lastly, on Sunday as well, starting at 7:30, although some people say it could start at 1:30 in the afternoon, is the BBC Sports Personality of the Year, hosted by Gary Lineker and Jake Humphries and
yeah.
Sue Lawley, or
Balding.
whatever, Sue Barker probably rather than Sue Lawley, I'm guessing.
Balding's that, isn't she?
Claire Balding's
Bald-
back before she defects to Channel 4 for the racing. We have no idea who's going to win, other than it should be Bradley Wiggins, but it will probably be Mo Farah.
Yeah, you said Bradley Wiggins. I said Mo Farah, didn't
So
when we
between the
talked
two
about
of us.
I'm going with Giant Haystacks.
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably more likely to go with a non-sports person, aren't you?
Also, I've just heard that in the new year as well, Channel 5 have Chris Tarrant meets Neo. So that's...
Damn it! No! How dare they? We've got 1 minute 30 left, and I have started the music.
Okay.
So, Luke, if you'd like to wrap it up.
Okay, I shall rap, but not in the Neo sense.
No, I
if you want to
wouldn't
get in
bother you.
touch with the 3 of us over the week to just tell us how wonderful we are, you can. Gary is available on Twitter here.
At the Gary Show.
Matthew Donnelly is available throughout the week and on a special phone line, but his Twitter address
0898. Oh,
is
no.
this.
Yeah, at Matt's TV Bites and 50p for the premium rate.
Yeah.
Because mobiles may be considerably more.
Will be considerably more. Please contact the bill payer and ask
Yes.
permission.
And as always, mine is at Luke Custard TV. Pleasure to be back. Really grateful to everyone who's voted in that drama poll we spoke of earlier. I think we are going to extend it, but please vote and please tell your friends. Because on the day the world ends, 12/12/12, you'll be really disappointed
yeah.
if you haven't voted in that poll for the last
Does this
time.
mean that elsewhere around the world is ending and it's kind of creeping around?
I
Like,
hope
you know,
not,
it's ended.
because-
Australia's ended.
I hope not, because I've really already booked our roadshow flights to Hezbollah now, so I'll
got
never see that
refundable
money
ones.
again if that happens.
Should we
Really
find out
have
what
got
happens
refundable
to the
ones.
neighbours if Australia's dead already?
Yeah. Let's hope something happens on the poison tree that we don't see.
Or
We've
some
got 10
girl.
seconds left. 10 seconds. So we hope to be back next Tuesday at some time.
Next
We'll
Tuesday
let you know.
at an undetermined time. That's how exciting
Bye.
we are. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, hold on. We're still going.
Oh,
Oh wait.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm just going to stop there. It says we're still on. It says we're still on air, and it says time left 0, and we've been given like an extension.
I always knew we deserved an extension.
But seriously, I'm confused. At this point, it should be stopping.
Did we broadcast at all?
I don't know. I'm just going to press stop and hope
Okay.
that all goes right.
Okay.
Bye.